All right, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of the Timeout podcast. We didn't air Thanksgiving week because we figured it was Thanksgiving. You guys needed a break from us so you can be with your families. And then, guys, I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. You gained some weight so you can hit the gym and lose it. But we're back. We're back, man. We did miss you guys. So we're back with a brand new episode to discuss what's going on in the sports world, sacrifices that we are making as of right now. I am still working. My dude had to call off. So, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend because, hey, those are the sacrifices we make to bring you the episode. Because if we did not record today, we will have not gotten this episode because we have decided to air on Mondays now. Do you feel like Monday is better? Thinking about it,
I like the Mondays for them airing.
but
Just give them that whole week.
numbers wise, like I think we're making more numbers on Sunday, but I mean I'll keep Monday just to see how that goes. But welcome. Everybody's happy. I have me personally. Before I get into all that, what's going on with you, bro? How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was not that eventful because of work. If I join my uncle this time next year, I will have a better, more eventful Thanksgiving.
Listen, man.
But I but
I
yeah, it was just me, the cat, and the snow.
really
Yeah.
snow started. It started already.
Yeah, when I came back from work that same night, we got I think we got 4 to 5 inches over here, which is not terrible. But starting
Okay.
out, coming home from work with the sun down, I wasn't done shoveling and putting salt down and everything like that. It took me another hour.
Hmm. Interesting.
So yeah, that's how that
But
was.
I mean, Thanksgiving was obviously on a Thursday. That's usually the way it was. It was like your Black Friday and the rest of your weekend. Like, what did you
Man,
do?
I gotta make that money back. So we're working again, people.
Uh,
you
but
know.
I mean, that's good. You got some stuff out of it.
I get yeah.
Um,
It's like we rewarded ourselves a little too much.
well, you deserve
you
it
keep you
sometimes,
take
bro.
keep
You know,
telling
like
yourself, you're like, I deserve this. I deserve this.
you deserve it sometimes.
At some point, it gotta stop.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah.
But mine was pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know that Black Friday was actually my birthday. Your boy's
Mhm.
getting up there.
Mhm.
34. I turned
Mhm.
34 years old.
Mhm.
So um so the weekend before Thanksgiving, like the Sunday before Thanksgiving, I had celebrated with my friends and some family members. We had a game night at my house. It was pretty good, pretty chill. And then Thanksgiving, well, on Wednesday, the before Thanksgiving, I had an outing with some clients and some partners that I work for and some lawyers that I work for. So, like the team, we went out with some of our clients. We went into a cigar lounge. I don't smoke. I don't smoke tobacco, but I it was interesting seeing how much people can smoke. So, yeah, we had a good time with our clients on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, I celebrated with family, like immediate family, like my mother, my sister, obviously my wife, and my brother-in-law. So we ended up right after the dinner taking the road to Atlantic City, where I spent the weekend. I came back last night actually, so it was my first time there. I had a pretty good weekend. Like I had a great weekend. So shout out to Angie. She made my birthday weekend a great one. So I really did enjoy myself over there. Not betting, guys. I only lost $20 in the machines, but I'm gonna lose my money on parlays. I didn't lose any. I didn't play any poker. I only lost
Only
20
Josh
bucks in the
Giddey could make
machines.
him
But
lose his money.
yeah, I did not do that. So, but it was pretty great. Like visiting Atlantic City because like I said, it was my first time there, seeing everything, so seeing like the way the gambling world works, it was pretty interesting to me because that is something that me and one of my cousins we are trying to break into. We are trying to like open a venture where people can actually gamble and do things like that. But it was pretty interesting to see how the gambling mafia works. So it was pretty fun, man. And we're back at it, man. We're back at it. So, I did not buy anything for Black Friday. Well, I was planning on getting something for Cyber Monday, so it's like 6:20. So night is still young. Maybe right
You got a
after
couple
work.
hours.
Yeah, I got a couple hours. I need a new Mac for the studio. I might get it. Not a MacBook actually, but an iMac. This guy has been beefing with me with my MacBook since it came for my mother's birthday. He's been beefing with me. You know,
I'm not team MacBook at all. I hate that thing.
but I need an iMac for the studio, so I might cop that right after. But yeah, this was about it, man. So I mean, I hope everybody else has had a wonderful Thanksgiving. But
Yeah.
I want to actually to take I want to take a minute to thank everybody on the podcast that took time out of their day to call, text, make a post, send me like a birthday wishes. Honestly, man, you know you have people behind you. You know you have people who support you. But it's always nice to be reminded of that. And it was great seeing everybody like coming together to text me, hit me up. Like there's been people that I haven't heard from in years, bro. Imagine in years texting me happy birthday randomly. So that definitely made the birthday good. So shout out to all our followers, subscribers, family. I really appreciate it, and the love is the same. I love you guys back too. So what do we have on the plane today, bro?
Man, all the sports have been really really good so far. I'm
It's been a wonderful
It's been a
sports
wonderful
season.
season, like across the board. Well, let me not say that because
Even I'm gonna tell you that, man. Even in sports, we don't discuss things
oh
have
yeah,
been
oh
eventful.
yeah, yeah. I've been entertained this sports season so far. I've been great so far, But going to basketball, I've
Mhm.
been looking a lot at the younger generation of guys, not the newer generation, not so much the newer generation, because I'm really excited for this rookie class that we have in the league right now. Because
The league looks promising,
very
honestly.
promising, very because I feel like this is the first time in a while where I felt like we had a rookie class and the a lot of the guys in that class were either instant offense or just great pluggable players that could just fit a need for their team and 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 be pivotal. And that
Mhm.
doesn't go for everybody, but when we're talking about like the rookie of the year race, we're talking about guys like Kon. I'm gonna butcher his name. Kon
Bro, a lot of
Knueppel.
those names can be butchered.
These are some names, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Kon,
oh yeah, bro.
so Kon Knueppel in Charlotte, and I'm not a big fan of Charlotte because I think that's where rookies
Go
uh,
to die. You
go to
can say it.
die.
You can
Rookies,
say it. Go to die.
rookie careers, professional careers, vet careers. You want your careers to die? You go to Charlotte, Washington, or Sacramento.
We can
Oh,
actually back up what we said for people that don't agree. We can, because my boy, the white boy, man, that we're talking about, that was in Utah, and that
Yeah, Gordon
Gordon
Hayward.
Hayward.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward.
Come on, we have more if you guys need to, but yeah, I mean, it's
You know,
interesting to see that kid balling in
no,
Charlotte.
because he was having because he's leading the rookie of the year race so far, and he's a rookie that's on the verge of having a 50-40-90 season. That means he's
Hmm.
shooting 50% from the field, 40% from the 3-point line, and 90% from the free throw line. He's not there yet, but he's nearing those numbers. And to be that efficient and that effective in your rookie year speaks volumes, which is good to see. Even Cooper Flagg has improved this season because he started off the year very slow because they were experimenting with him in the lineups and he was getting accustomed to the let's say turbulent season going on in Dallas right now. But he finally found his footing and he's etched his name in history as well. You know, with some insane stat lines. You know, becoming the youngest rookie I think to have a 35-10 game or something like that. He's finding his footing. And then you have Cedric Coward who plays for Memphis right now. He's hooping. I mean,
The thing is, what I love seeing in the league right now, bro, it's like I might be rich. Some people might disagree with me, but I feel like the league is healthy right now when it comes to player talent because there's a lot of young guys that are balling. Not only the rookies you're talking about. I'm talking about like guys that are in the second, third, even fourth year, and also the vets, like the guys that are kind of out. Well, we were talking about the KDs, the LeBrons, the Steph. They don't mind taking a backseat and letting the youngins take over.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that is a healthy balance for me because as much as I respect Kobe Bryant's game, a kid could not say the Lakers were his team until Kobe actually officially retired. You see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as long as Kobe was on the court, that was his team. Like he will lead in point. He will end the night with the most point or the better stat line than anybody else on that team. No matter if you were a good rookie or a bad rookie, like you, the way Kobe played the game, it will be Kobe, and that's not a diss. That's really not a diss because the moment that he felt that he could not do that anymore, he retired. But we can all agree that LeBron can average 20 right now in the league, right? But
Mm-hmm.
he's taking a back seat and letting Austin and Luca do what they do. And even the center's name, I'm missing it.
Your center, DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre. LeBron, I was watching a game where there was a clear layup path for LeBron, and he rather got the assist and passed the ball to DeAndre instead of going up. And that I was like, man, my boy is really getting up there because he rather played the safely than go get that contact. So that makes me happy to see where I'm like, okay, the league is healthy for the next upcoming years. Now, are those guys going to plateau? This remain to be seen. But as of right now, they are balling.
Mm-hmm. Like the notable players, I could have a take on players I think might plateau,
Mm-hmm.
and I might catch a lot of flack for saying this, but right, the player that I feel like is gonna plateau or has a chance of really plateauing might be Ace Bailey, because he's a very talented player, but he's at that, and this could just be because he's obviously young. This isn't a player in their vet years, but he takes some very difficult shots, and that's not something you want to keep doing. So hopefully, in the upcoming years, when the game slows down for him, he's able to put himself in position to take smarter shots and take him at a higher clip because this is a player who he started the season slow, just like Cooper Flagg. He has his ups and downs. He's still having his ups and downs on a kind of mid tier team like Utah right now. And if he can find his footing in year 2, year 3, where he's able to pick his spots and he's more accustomed to the NBA game. Because the thing too that I want to point out is some of these players, they're very young. A lot of these players aren't even in their like early 20s yet. Some of them are just entering their 20s, or going to be entering their 20s next year. So we're talking about years and years of potential and years of opportunity to develop these talents into players that can potentially lead your franchise. And that's why when we had the discussion about Cooper Flagg, I'm like, essentially we said he would be a good NBA player either way, where he was like, either he's a franchise leader like a prime Utah Jazz Gordon Hayward, but just a better version of that. Mm-hmm. Or at worst, he's a key notable role player who finds value on any team that he's on. And that's his floor. Not out the league, but still useful to a team as his floor. And I think if you maximize that potential, you can avoid the plateauing that could come from these rookies. Because when I hear plateau, I think about Michael Carter-Williams. He's the first name that I will always remember when we talk about players plateauing. Because if you remember Michael Carter-Williams, he was what youngest to get a triple-double. He was like almost revolutionary at the point guard position. He being a tall guard who was shifty.
Yeah. Good playmaking. It was one of the worst, I can say. But there's also this guy that I had. I'm seeing his face, but I cannot remember his name. I think he played Jabari.
Yeah, Jabari. He got hurt bad, and then it got yeah.
That was a bad thing to see, bro.
Yeah, the Jabari would hurt.
Yeah, that hurt. The expectations were pretty high on Jabari Parker
because he was good. But yeah, I mean, and then you got players that I'm really excited for. Like we have Jokic playing, but then we also have Derik Queen. Derik Queen is so good. He's so fun to watch because I feel like I like seeing centers. Anytime a center shows like any small amount of playmaking, I get excited because it just lets me know that like if you come in the league with this much skill and you come in the league with this much stuff to be able to work on and improve, the ceiling for you is just that much higher. And that's the vibe I get from Derik Queen right now. And I don't know, man. This rookie class is really exciting.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. And there's names I left out too, but it's a really exciting class. The same because those same rookies, we're gonna be talking about them in year 3 in the most improved category.
So the only thing is, again, I don't want those guys. I want those guys to keep elevating their game. I don't want anybody to get paid or lose interest, and then next thing you know, next season, the excitement that we are getting now, we are not getting it next season.
Some of those players are in bad situations. So like Cooper, I don't think Cooper is going to plateau at this. I don't have a feeling that Cooper is going to plateau. I already said I think Ace Bailey might plateau, but not because of his situation, but just because of the style of his game. If there's certain kinks he doesn't iron out. Do you think Kon Knueppel will plateau? Because he plays for Charlotte, and I'm a shit on Charlotte as a franchise. They do not develop nothing.
So that's the issue that I have, man. When you have a talent like this on your team and you cannot even develop that kid, that now is plateauing on that kid or on the franchise. Because I mean, I think let me answer your question before you answer mine. Do I think that is going to plateau? I hope not. Do I think that it's a possibility? Definitely, it is a possibility. Would I like to see it? No, I would not like to see that, because I want the best for the league as a fan of the sport. I want to see everybody succeed, bro. I want to see good basketball every night. I don't want to be watching the Lakers only because they have my favorite player on them. I want to be able to watch fucking Milwaukee play with Houston and enjoy every little play that I see, man. I want to see good basketball being played. But now, to circle back to what I said, if a player plateau because they are in let's say, for example, all the shit going on with Portland. If Portland was playing bad basketball this season, could we blame them?
No. Well, no. but even there, even the rookie.
Yo, give me a quick minute, man. Let me fix some. I gotta fix something for my mother.
All right.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties, people.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's
Mom, we can't.
it.
Yeah, you can't just cover the tower like that. Let's see. Okay. Just give me one quick second, man. I
No
gotta go.
problem.
Actually,
Ladies
I
and gentlemen, that
cannot
was my
even do
lovely auntie who just appeared
it.
in the
Yeah,
frame.
it's my mother. Um, I think I can do that. Can you remind me? You have me do this. I usually just do one.
I'll take this short little break to remind you guys to take care of your mental health. We're in it now, ladies and gentlemen. We are in winter. The snow is going to fall. People aren't going to travel the way they want to. And specifically for my peoples living alone, for my peoples who are independent
I
and in their
mean,
apartments, take care of your mental health.
definitely need
Make
to
them
do
phone
that.
calls, drink your water, do your daily exercises, all that stuff. That's important. That's very important. We will get through the winter together. The cold is coming, and we will stay warm. And speaking of warm, I also one thing I did forget to buy on Black Friday. I get these socks, these like heavy socks, so I can wear in my boots when it gets really snowy outside. I forgot to get them. I gotta do that. And for my peoples who are not in cold places, for my peoples in like Houston and stuff, y'all don't know how lucky you have it. I saw one of my friends earlier complaining about how it was 49 degrees today in Houston.
Okay. Sorry
Man,
guys. My mom usually use my Zoom account for our prayer reunion, and we are recording right now.
I
So
pray.
I had to make only the host for this meeting and
Well,
see if
shout,
I
shout, shout
can.
out to prayer. Prayer
Yeah,
is important.
prayer is important.
I'm praying for my pockets. I'm praying for my football team. I'm praying for Haiti. I'm praying for the Miami Heat. I ain't praying for no
Yes.
Real Madrid. But shout out to
Of
prayer.
course not. Of course not. You're a hater. Are you?
Oh man. Well,
Mm,
yeah. Then since we're kind of still talking to the people, how do you guys like the Monday uploads? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let us know. Definitely let us know.
mm.
Because it's definitely something where we're trying out, gives us a little more
No,
flex.
ma fe, aqui leva, você quer? Oh, ma geta fini asa, aqui ma problem pou.
And, that's
No, wap nan problem, asite, ma bali, pasi sim sou sa mba kasi yon. Wap ka logen tale. Okay, guys, what were we saying?
oh, we
We
were talking
gotta
about
end.
the bad teams and players that are going to plateau, and you said that you didn't want to see Kon plateau. There is a possibility that he
Yeah,
might plateau,
I
and
did not, yeah, I did not want to see anybody plateau. And at the same time, so I gotta tell you, I cannot blame a player plateauing because of team situation or coach situation, gambling
gambling
situation.
situation. Yeah, that's why I was like, and I was like, no, I can't really. But I had a question for you then, because I'm glad that you said that, because your team is responsible for a player plateauing. Do you know who that player is?
Ooh.
Dalton Connect.
Oh yeah, Lakers are
You
responsible.
guys put
JJ is
him,
responsible on
the
the trade.
team put him in
As
trade
soon as they put in a
situations.
trade talk, it was the mental got fucked up. But
Yep.
the coach did approach him and told him that he was part of the team, but that still
That
did not
what is that
reassure
gonna
him.
do? That's nothing. You think he's gonna trust coach's word after the team put him on the trading block?
Yeah, yeah, that definitely.
And then now when he's playing every shot that he misses, he's gotta like think, is this gonna hurt my trade value? Is
But
and he's not even been in the league long enough to even understand like that business part of it where you don't take things personal if a team trades you because it means that there are teams out there that want you and value you and this stuff. Like he's not even there yet. Hasn't even fully recognized what he can do for a team or what he can be as a player yet. And then the Lakers pull that stunt and ultimately plateau have him plateau because of his mental. They messed up his mental, and he's a
I
young
have,
player.
but okay, let me ask you this though. As of right now, do you think do you think Bronny is in a better position than him?
Boy, yeah, it's Bronny, last name James.
But it's not, I'm not talking about last names and stuff. I'm talking about
Okay, but like this is the part where we gotta be completely honest with ourselves here. Bronny's in a position where he's constantly being sent back and forth to the G League, and they're putting more into him to develop than they are Dalton.
do you think Dalton should be sent to the G League to develop?
If I was him, I would have asked to go to the G League just to get some burn and regain my confidence back. Because then
Mm.
the G League also, if you go down there, like you think of a player like Reed Shepard in Houston. Prior to Fred VanVleet going down, he was getting sent to the G League, and they had a heavy guard rotation, and it wasn't fair to him because he was putting up crazy numbers down there, and you could tell this is a player who should not have like this is a player who was NBA ready. They didn't need to go to the G League. And then I looked at it from a different angle of, well, no, they're using the G League in order to stay ready so that they could still get that have that game shape, still have
Mhm.
that game, I don't know, like readiness where you didn't lose a step and you're ready to shoot, ready to play, ready to be available for your team. And then Fred VanVleet goes down and Reed Shepard is inserted back into the team proper, and he's been playing relatively well for them while Fred's been gone. So if I'm Dalton Connect, this is a situation where you could go to the team and you could be like, hey, send me to the G League. It's an opportunity for me to work on my game. It's an opportunity for me to regain my confidence. All these other things because they messed up his mental. It's clear as day they messed up his mental. This is a player who's not even enthusiastic about being a part of the Lakers prior to being in trade talks. You know, and coming out of college, this was a great player. Could run the floor, athletic. Most importantly, could shoot. Great shooter for the team. So it just now that they put him in trade talks and then drafted Bronny and then clear as day fully support Bronny and you'd be lying if you didn't say that it wasn't affecting him mentally to some
Mhm.
degree because that's not to say that he's a bad teammate, but it's to say that that situation isn't conductive to uh improvement necessarily. So yeah, the Lakers might be one of the few instances where I could blame a team for plateauing
It's not only the
a
Lakers.
player.
There are more teams that are plateauing players, but
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
one, yeah, that
yeah.
one definitely was on the Lakers. Then that one was.
I'll tell you, the players who aren't plateauing, the players who are in the most improved race this year, they're not plateauing. What if I told you that Josh Giddey was in the running for most improved? What if I told you that Deni Avdija, on the Portland Gamblers was in the running for most improved.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel about that? I've always liked Deni Avdija as a player. He had a solid skill set. He just had the misfortune of being on a bad team, like we've been talking. He was on the Washington sorry Wizards. He was on a terrible team like the Wizards, and when they got Jordan Poole, that's when his touches and everything went down to it plummeted, and he wasn't playing well. His confidence was hurt, but the talent was still there. So to see him kind of take that approach, kind of go under Damian Lillard's wing too, because a lot of times they've been paired together. He's constantly poking Dame's brain for notes and things like that to see where he can improve and all that stuff. It's only benefiting his career. So it's good to see.
Mm-hmm.
And Jalen Duren of the Detroit Pistons, I'm always gonna be I'm always gonna root for the Pistons quietly because I had that take when they were in the dirt, and I believed in them because I believed in the Pistons, and I was rewarded for my belief with the year that they had prior to this year. And to this year, they're having the best start they've had in their franchise history. Cade Cunningham is an MVP candidate. It's only fair that Jalen Duren is in the running for most improved because he took a leap this year. He took a great leap this year. When you watch him play, you could see little things that he added to his game. You could see how confident he is driving to the basket. You could see the intensity he has defensively. It's good to see, man. The Pistons make me feel good, man. If
It
they
is.
see Miami in the playoffs and they beat us, they're the one team I want to see beat Miami in the playoffs if it happens. Any other team, I don't care. But the Pistons, I want to see them. I want to
But
see them.
let me tell you though, are you do you think like Miami is a contender right now?
No.
Why not?
Because we're I feel like I've never thought we were a contender. I just was always surprised that we made it as far as we made it. Because you gotta understand, we at one point we were the fifth seed. We've never like post the Heatles days. We've never really been like a dominant top three team in the East. And to me, if you're a top three team in the East, I can consider you a potential contender. If that makes sense.
So
We have depth on our team. We have depth on our team, but we're not consistent enough yet for me to say we're a contender. We don't have that thing where I'm like, yes, we are a contender. But I will say this though, I do want to shout out Eric Spoelstra for improving and changing because we were a very slow team, a very slow paced team. Our games were very physical, very how do you say, very nasty, like just physical, slow grind type games where our defense would win it for us and they would be low scoring games, to now improving our pace to the point where we're scoring more than we have in a half,
mhm.
and we're keeping up with teams that are capable of putting up 120 points at the end of games. Um, Credit to Eric Spoelstra. They got him his 800 win for his career. So I credit to Eric Spoelstra. He's been able to adapt and work with the pieces that he has, which again doesn't make us a contender, but I do consider us a, like every year. I consider us a team that you should take seriously to some degree when you meet us in the playoffs. It's not going to be a cakewalk for any team that sees Miami in the playoffs, even though we might not contend. So yeah, and I say that, and we have a player that's in the middle of plateauing, and we're still fine in my book. So
So you think? I mean, I think you can make a push for the playoff, man. Even if you don't consider yourself a contender, but I think you can. make a
Oh yeah.
solid push.
Oh yeah, we're definitely a playoff team in my book. If we don't make the playoff, a disappointment for me for this season, obviously, barring any injuries happening to the team, disappointing season for me would be if we make the play-in. I don't hate the play-in, but to me, if a team makes it to the play-in, your path is obviously harder, and I don't see you having any major championship aspirations just because you've made the play-in. So I see that as a failure of a season. Still, especially since I've been watching basketball since before the play-in was ever a thing. If you were in those positions, if you were any seed lower than eighth, you were in Cancun. I still approach it with that same mentality because if you go to the play-in and then you enter the playoffs, that's more wear and tear for your team because you're playing. That's more wear and tear for your team, less rest for your guys, and then you're coming in having to basically have your back against the wall off rip, and you're not even in the playoffs yet. You're in the play just to go up against an even better team that has a chance to be a contender. So your back is against the wall the whole way through, and it's only certain teams like the Miami Heat. Obviously, it's only certain teams that I felt really benefited from the plan because they weren't a playing team. If that makes sense, like they were just a team that had a rough end of the season or something happened, and then
And then yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this though. There was a season where your hits were in the play-in and they made it all the way to the final. So
but that's an outlier.
I mean, explain more.
That's not normal. That's not something that you can apply to
So
every
every season.
every playing team. Like that's why I say that one of my favorite sayings is the exception to the rule should never be treated like the norm. It's the exception.
Oh,
It's the
yeah,
exception.
it's not. I mean, I'm not treating it like the norm. I'm
No, but
just
that's what I'm
saying
saying. Like
that
you can't apply like
you can argue that the plan has done some wonders for those teams. If you know,
yeah, but even then, like I benefit. That still doesn't change how I see the plan to a great degree, just because it's that much of an outlier. Obviously, I was rooting for my team all the way when we were smacking contenders left and right to make it to the finals. Shout out Jimmy Buckets. But
the Lakers were at this season too. The Lakers were a playing team and they made it to the conference final.
yeah,
So
but if you're like a true playing team, like a sorry team, like a true playing team, you don't
mhm.
have championship aspirations for it. Like let's say if the Nets were like the Brooklyn Nets don't have championship aspirations.
But I mean, I don't want to say that though because
You can get in there.
yeah the ball is round for everybody and everybody knows how to play the game. So
Man,
they,
quit it, man.
it's like quit
Man,
it.
quit that, man. Nah,
Yo,
man.
I don't know about you, but it's
Like, imagine being a playing team in the Western Conference and you got to go against OKC after you survive the play-in.
no.
Like,
Listen,
quit it, man.
even if you're a contender, going against OKC, it's a gamble.
Like,
Talking about OKC, I don't see who can beat them right now.
God, Father Time, the flu, and injury. I don't. The defense is crazy. Their team scares me just because of their defense. Not so much what they could do offensively. They're a great offensive team, but for you to have so many top defensive guys on your team, one of them is hurt and he comes back and you become better.
The team is um the team is at full strength now.
Full strength. And you want to know the scary part? We need the Clippers to do well this season because if the Clippers do bad, the OKC Thunder get a top pick in the first round.
They will get a top. They will get a top pick because Clippers is
Man,
shit, bro.
Sam Presti might be the greatest GM since the man. He might be the
Listen,
greatest. He might be the greatest GM.
I don't
You might
know.
be the greatest GM since the Lakers Lake Showtime Laker days, since Jerry Buss and them guys. To be able to do a true proper rebuild, move around all these draft picks, get yourself a budding player, then pair that player with the mind that is Chris Paul, and then move on from Chris Paul, still land a top pick in the draft. Then you get a solid player like Isaiah Hartenstein. Then you get your hands on Alex Caruso, and you still got picks coming down the line.
It's yeah,
And then you're one of the best defensive teams, if not the best defensive team of all time.
bro.
You started the season, what, 17-1?
Ugh.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was averaging 30 without playing in the fourth quarters, man. And the second best player on the team, arguably, was still injured.
The guy, I mean, Shea has really improved, man.
Yeah, he might be. It's just when you put things into perspective like that, it's just. And then if they were a playing team too, they'd be the greatest playing team ever. So it's like I can't really. If you're in the play-in, it's a failed season kind of because if it, let's say you are a good team, you fall to the play-in. You fell to the play-in because of injuries to this, down, and third. But to fall to the play-in is just like it wasn't your expectation. So because you're capable of playing much better than this. And then if you're a team that's struggling, oh well, you crawled your way to the play-in.
Mhm.
Congratulations. But then you get to the playoffs. How realistic are your odds? You know what I'm saying? Like how do you measure up and then consider that a successful season? Especially if looking at the next year, like Dallas, for example. Dallas doesn't have draft picks for from now for consecutive seasons. Let's say they make it to the plan. They make it to the plan and they get swept in the playoffs after surviving the play-in. Do they really have a successful season? Can you say
You make, I mean, if they get swept in the playoff, make it to the plane and they get swept,
that? Yeah.
uh,
Can you say that knowing they don't have draft picks for the next couple of years?
no, it's not successful because they don't have draft picks and they bound to repeat. But hey, let's see. Yo, give me 1 minute. Let me go try to fix that thing for my mother. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, people, hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry
Ladies and
about that.
gentlemen, you guys are stuck with me for the next couple of minutes until he gets back. You know what I'm saying? Um, shoot. Put down your Thanksgiving food in the comments below. You know what I'm saying? What did you guys eat? What was on the plate? You know, how long is too long for you to eat leftovers? Because for me, as long as I got food to go to work with, I'm fine. I don't care how long the leftovers last me. It could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't care. If it's food is food, and I eat good, so I don't really. It doesn't really do much for me. But yeah, how long is too much for your leftovers? And are you guys excited for Christmas? Because yeah, we some of us did go Black Friday shopping, but Christmas is literally right around the corner. I can hear Mariah Carey singing already. Um, yeah, are you guys excited? Did you already get Christmas decorations, and are you planning ahead to get your gifts and all that other stuff? You know, yeah, for my basketball heads, who's your favorite rookie players right now? Yeah, because as much as I say that Ace Bailey's gonna plateau, as much as I say that Ace Bailey's gonna plateau, I really do like his game. If I was to give it a comparison, gun to my head, I'd probably say it looks like rookie Jason Tatum was very smooth, but he also took a lot of difficult shots. Whereas now, even though his game doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing, that's a player who's gotten stronger, gets to his spots more, is just overall a better player. And I could see that for Ace Bailey. in hopefully year 2, but realistically year 3, year 4, I could see that for him, where he's just getting to his spots quicker, improving as an overall player, and then taking easier, less contested shots while still being able to make his contested shots. Yeah. I had a Miami Heat rant for you guys, but I don't know if I don't think I'm angry enough to really rant about the Miami Heat, because they even because we paid Jovic in episodes prior to this episode. We paid Nikola Jovic, and I was like, now he's got to perform. This time it means he's supposed to get more minutes, and yeah, those things have been happening. But I haven't. Some games he looks really good, and in other games he's a non-factor. And if the team trusts in your potential and they're willing to pay you $90 million, people, I want you to understand, to whom much is given, much is required. And it's still early in the season, but he's looked very inconsistent and he hasn't stepped up to the plate, and that's a problem. That's a very big problem, because Miami we have a lot of depth, and there's a lot of guys on our roster that could maximize their potential, have a chance to really do something, experiment a little bit with their talent on the team, and show that they belong. Uh, and he's one of those players right now. He just hasn't shown the leap that it's been expected of him yet. Um, I gotta watch a couple more games and really hone in on how he is as a player to get the final verdict on him. But yeah, it's still early in the season, so there's not really much for me to rant about. Even though he is one of those players that's the reality of him plateauing is becoming more, for lack of a better word, oh my god, real, I guess. You know, and shoot, my rookie of the year right now, even though it might be Kon Knueppel, I'm just not a fan of the Charlotte Hornets. I do not want to say he's getting he's getting the here score. Somebody's got to score buckets, but no, I'm not gonna do that to him. I'm just not a fan of Charlotte to really be like, yeah, that's the rookie of the year, even though he's having great numbers. Because my favorite rookie in this draft is definitely Derik Queen. We're talking about a big man who is nimble enough to run the floor, has great vision, has great touch around the basket, favors the mid range a little more than some people might prefer, but it has a reliable enough jump shot and is comfortable enough taking the three. If he improves on that, he could be lethal, which is nice to see. So the ceiling for him is, we're definitely talking about like another Jokic variant. And then I'll say the floor for him is probably Jaren Jackson Jr., center out of Memphis. And I'll say Evan Mobley out of Cleveland, because those two guys, I feel, are players that not a lot of people are talking about, but I feel like Evan Mobley's had a disappointing season so far. Same with Jaren Jackson Jr. He's having what I feel like is a disappointing season, but I don't know what my expectations for him were coming into the season, really. Because it's supposed to be Ja's team, but Ja's been overall a disappointing player. Hmm. And then Evan Mobley, even I don't think people remember that this is a player who won Defensive Player of the Year. And him winning that award, I guess people were expecting him to take another tremendous leap. Um, Same thing numbers wise. If he's not the player, if he's not your first or second option, because in Cleveland, those two players are Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. And those are two players that are guards that are going to spend majority of their time on the ball. I don't necessarily see where you get a tremendous leap from a player like a Evan Mobley.
What were you discussing with defense?
I was rambling about just the previous two topics, and I was just expanding on different teams.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about Derik Queen specifically and his ceiling and what his floor would look like after
Mm-hmm.
talking about just more players who plateaued and didn't really meet expectations this season. And now that you're back, I was going to segue immediately into the Kenyon Martin Draymond Green beef. Because it's the perfect segue, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking
It
of
is.
players
It is.
who plateaued and didn't meet expectations, one Kenyon Martin was on the Gills Arena podcast.
Mm. The podcast would starts the beefs.
Yeah, the podcast that's just a bell, a boxing bell at this point, where he said that somehow, some way, Draymond Green became the topic of discussion. He said that he can name 200 players better than Draymond Green. In the history of the NBA, he can name
200?
200 players that were better than Draymond Green. And then he later, on his own time, took to social media and he said he would be generous and name 50 power forwards better than Draymond Green.
Mm.
Obviously, Draymond didn't take that disrespect lightly. And then you get a situation where they're going back and forth about whose career was better and who was better at the game of basketball than who, and this, that, and the third. I've defended Draymond Green on the podcast before, and I will defend Draymond Green on the podcast again. He was like, he had more to his game in college, and obviously he reduced himself to fit the role that he was on in Golden State. But I don't think there's 50 players better. I don't think there's 50 power forwards better than Draymond Green. Not 50. Not 50. And on that list, I definitely don't think Kenyon Martin is better than Draymond Green. And that might be a crazy take coming from me. I'm willing
It's
to
not.
eat a crow on that.
It is not crazy because we're gonna do. Sorry, we're gonna do something that I said that I did not like doing. Remember when I came up here and I said that I find it highly disrespectful that Zabi Alonso is treating Vinny Jr. like this because um who the hell was Zabi Alonso for him to treat Vinny Jr. like this? Because
Because he played
Zabi
with him.
Alonso has not done half of what Vinny Jr. has done for Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm. I like
So where I don't think I no knocking to Kenyon Martin, but I still believe that as much as I don't like, I cannot say don't like, as much as I don't believe Draymond is what you put him to be, I think Draymond is a better overall player than Kenyon. Notice that I said overall.
Elaborate.
If we go like typically what like position for position,
Mm-hmm.
I think Kenyon Martin was a better presence in the paint than Draymond was. But when you take a basketball player overall, like assists, rebound, making plays,
Mm-hmm.
Draymond is a better player than Kenyon Martin is.
Hey, Kenyon doesn't have a Defensive Player of the Year award.
No. When I say better player in the paint, I'm talking
We're
about
not talking
okay.
about accolades. We're talking
I'm
about
not
like
talking about
skill.
athlete. I'm talking about phys like is a more physical specimen than Draymond, so it was more imposing toward the defense. Like he could catch a lob, he could, dunk a ball if you give him a pass in the paint. He
Very
was
athletic.
more like, yeah, more athletic in the paint than Draymond ever was.
Mm-hmm.
But as an overall basketball player, I will take Draymond Green any day over Kenyon Martin.
Mm, I agree, and I because and obviously Kenyon is another one of those players where he had talent because yes, the draft class that he was in, you could argue was one of the weaker draft classes of all time. I
Mhm.
say that because he broke his leg before the draft and was still the best player in the draft. And they drafted him number one after a broken leg.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm like, on that note, it's hard for me to say that he has every right to feel how he feels because he was this force, he was this presence as a player in college because of his athleticism and because of his high motor. Kenyon Martin was a player that had a very high motor and played with a lot of ferocity and grit, much like a Draymond Green, even to a higher degree, you could argue. But it's just from a skill level. There's no way I could sit there and be like, "Oh, Draymond Green's the worst player of the two, and there's 50 people better than Draymond Green." Not when defensively Draymond Green has done so much and has the hardware to back it up
Mhm.
at every level. He has the accolades and he has the proof of his individual success within those accolades. And I'm not talking championship. I'm talking like individual awards. When you get to like stuff like college player of the years, like those type of things, he has those individual awards to back up his individual play prior to getting drafted to the league. And then even when you talk about how he was able to gain success within the Warriors organization, it was because of his play. It granted him an opportunity to fill in for a role when David Lee got hurt, and he ultimately ended up being better than David Lee. And David Lee was one of the players that Kenyon Martin named and said was better than Draymond Green. And then, if we really want to go there, Kenyon Martin,
Wait,
all
wait,
star.
wait, wait, wait. Hold on. Time out. Kenyon Martin played with David Lee, right?
I think he played with him in New York.
Oh, so I'm not gonna out of loyalty, bro. I will even say Kenyon Martin is better than LeBron James. He played with me. Yo, it's like remember when we were at my mom's party and my friend's cousin was saying he can beat all of us? You think I was gonna tell him he's better than you?
No,
Come on, man.
no, no, no.
Yo, I definitely never played with Draymond, so of course Kenyon is better for him.
But he did play. But he did play with it. They were on the Warriors.
Oh yeah, they actually did play together.
They were on the
Oh,
Warriors.
now
They were
this
on the
getting
Warriors.
now now
David Lee gets hurt. Draymond takes over David Lee's position and ultimately
exactly.
fits the team and
So
fits
you
the
you kick me out. You kick me out. So it's an FU to you and your
I don't think David Lee feels a way about it. I can't speak for the guy ultimately, but it's just like Draymond Green is already a proven winner, and then you want to look at it like the numbers. His career averages are better than Kenyon, and I'll say the only not career his career averages across the board are better than Kenyon because he's an era where he's shooting threes and like his skill set is more tailored to today's game than Kenyon's was. And my biggest knock on Kenyon is you were drafted as a number one overall pick, and this goes back to the conversation we had in season one where I was like, there's some players who, despite the success or respect that they had in the league, they still didn't fully live up to the potential of like the expectation of what they could be. I
bro.
feel like he's one of those players, for better or for
We
worse.
we have a whole list of players that did not live to the full expectation of what they could
And,
be
and I
based
feel
on
like
the way
he's one of them.
they were
I
drafted.
feel like he's one of them because yeah, he got injured and he hurt his leg again and got microfracture surgeries. That's all plays a part. in it. But this is like also a guy who you were drafted number one, and you came into a league that had a lot of talent, all time talent at the power forward position, and it wasn't enough for you to really carve out a space for yourself and really make a mark for yourself, other than being a tenacious lob threat, defensive presence type of guy. And maybe I'm discrediting his game by even saying that, but it's like, if you can sit here and discredit Draymond Green for playing with Steph Curry, you also played with one of the greatest point guards of all time in Jason Kidd. So when the coach is running plays for you to get the ball, who do you think is on the floor orchestrating that for you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it to me, it's like watching a green apple argue with a red apple. Sometimes. So I ultimately I'm Team Draymond on this one, but it's like, I don't know. Again, I could eat a crow. I could be persuaded. It's not the end of the world, but
But
I finally got him to defend Draymond Green, guys. I finally did it. I finally did it.
no, I told you guys that I like the guy. I just don't think that he's on the level that Ollie puts him.
Yeah, but he is though, because of his smarts
Well,
and I
you
don't
put
even
him
have
there.
I don't
You put
even
him there, so
I don't even have him that crazy that high, because the conversation surrounding Draymond Green is like, will always be, if he was not playing for the Warriors, would he have the same success? I think Draymond Green has a career similar to Kenyon Martin, in the sense that he becomes a one-time All-Star and he becomes a journeyman around the league, but that him being a journeyman around the league still gets him a championship, because of like all the other things you talked about, with like his playmaking, his defense, and what I rave about, which is his IQ. Those things, with him not so much being able to like score crazy amounts, I feel like would still net him like one All-Star
Mhm.
and a championship. Just because some guys, just the way that they play, their style of play is responsible for winning. It's a winning style of play. Like when I talk about like Alex Caruso's play style, it's a style that's a winning style of play. Lonzo Ball's play style is a winning style of play. These are guys that, even if they don't like live up to their potential, if they have all-time talent and potential, will still find a way and will still find themselves on in winning situations.
Mhm.
That's how what I see happens for Draymond if he's not with Steph Curry. He
But
just happened to be in the perfect situation to fully
again,
maximize.
it depends on what team he would have been on if he wasn't himself. Because regardless if your style is a winning style of play, if you're not in the good situation or good place to win, you're not gonna win.
But that's why I'm saying
Because
you will
so
though.
far, Lonzo has not won anything.
But
And Lonzo might end up with no ring.
he might end up with no rings. But you can't say right now he's not in a good situation.
He is in a good situation at Cleveland, but what Cleveland is gonna do in the playoff is yet to be seen. Because Cleveland tends last season I was high on Cleveland.
I was shocked. Last season they dropped the
Remember?
ball. Last season
Remember, I came up here, I was like, Cleveland, this bot to be for you.
But yeah, but even then, it's like you talk about like a Alex Caruso, for example. Even those type of players, they could even be like, that style of play could be they could be the player that moves the needle for a team. You know what I mean? Like a team that could be a contender, and you just need like that one role player. You just need that one key guy that you could slot in, and boom, you're automatically. Draymond, if he wasn't on Golden State, would have been that player. I feel like. Because I'll give you another example. This player's retiring this season, and he's never won a championship. His name is Chris Paul. everywhere Chris Paul has gone, the team that he's been on has improved, and they've turned into a winning organization in the sense that prior to his arrival, you could say they were iffy. They were on the cusp. After his arrival, they had a better record. They set
Except
themselves up for the future. They probably improved in that same season, and it was a
except
winning
this season.
situation. Huh?
Except
Well,
this
except
season.
it's his last season. He's done.
He
I
need to be traded somewhere and win it. Go back to
he
OKC.
man. If anything, if he really wants that ring, come back as a coach. That's come back on somebody's coaching staff and win it there.
Come
Cause
back to the Lakers coaching staff.
no.
I would want. I would love him. I would love him working with the guards for the Lakers, man.
Man, no, man. I'm not doing that. That's no.
What?
No.
Come back as a hit coach.
N-
Eh?
Not even. Just he could even go back to coaching. He could go coach Shea. He could go
Come to the Lakers, my G.
no.
Win one with your best friend.
But Chris Paul is a great example of the type of player that I'm talking about, where his just who he is as a player is just a catalyst for winning, even though he hasn't won a championship. I cannot say that that's Kenyon Martin, but I can say that that's Draymond Green. So that's where I'm at. That's all I have. That's all I have for anything related to the sport of basketball so far. I already did my fair share of yapping. You got
I
anything
mean,
on your plate?
I do not. The only thing I have for basketball is I wanted to talk about because I came on this podcast a few episodes ago, and we discussed how LeBron James will fit in the Lakers. And after watching him play, you were right. You were like, yo, he's so happy to take that back seat. And looking at LeBron right now, he's not even taking a back seat. It's like from those who are from Haiti, my dad had a pickup truck. I used to love sitting on the back of that pickup when we go to like to Provence to Kai and stuff. So he's sitting all the way in the back of that pickup truck and letting the youngins inside, having fun getting all the AC. Because I was telling Ali off camera, there was a play where he had a clear path for a layup. Young LeBron James would have dunked that shit over that defender, but he went and passed the ball to DeAndre, and DeAndre got that dunk. So, and he was so happy, like, yeah, you got, I was like, yo, look at that old man having fun.
And
So,
he was averaging like 8 assists too. I think he's averaging 8 assists. So
give me 1% now.
he's playing more. Like it's a boost to his playmaking. I don't know. I'm just I like being right. I feel like if my takes don't always hit, but when they do, man, ha, you know, it is what it is. What can I say? What can I say, man? And then, I mean, for soccer, what do you have for soccer?
Soccer, what that tell ya? Des nous not qualifié. We are in the World Cup. We are in the World Cup, and I am one of the first people to call that we will be in the final against Brazil. You guys surprised. What can I say? We will be in the finals against Brazil at Met Stadium, and I will be there, repping my team, repping my flag proudly. But
Man, you must have seen that AI post about Haiti
no
winning.
AI. But no, all jokes aside, though, I'm extremely happy for Haiti, though we qualified.
Yes.
And In all seriousness, though, if we call the right players, we can make it very, very far in this World
As
Cup.
long as they eat a platter of zhioff
We can make it
mixed with.
very, very far. This guy has a special beef with Isidore, but we can make it very, very far in the
It's not
playoffs.
special. It's legit. He needs to eat a
And
plate of zhioff mixed with caca cochon. I whatever diabolical thing I could sewer water from Haiti as his drink, and then I'll be able to forgive him for
but
even.
we can if we call. I'm not only talking about Isidore. I'm talking about like we got player playing in major championships. And honestly, talking to some people, like older people, talking to my wife, talking to other guys, like that are not really into that are somewhat into soccer, but not as much as I am when it comes to the national team. And I'm not really very involved in that national team. I just know some stuff, but the person who is deeply involved in that national team is Manu. Shout out to him. But from here and there, I'm hearing things, I'm reading things. But talking to people, they feel like, oh no, we should go with the same guy that qualified us. Guys, in 1998, Romario was one of the key players for Brazil, qualified Brazil to go play that World Cup, and he did not go on the World Cup. And 2002 for Brazil, there were many players that came to play because what are the qualifiers? It's like a sort of, I don't want to say championship, but it's like a tournament, if I'm allowed to use that word, where you get to exchange players to see who fits and who doesn't, to see who you can lean on and who you can't, just to see which like who you're gonna call. It's like the qualifiers are like a recipe that you're trying for the first time. So you need to know which amount of spices you need to put, which amount of this, which amount of that. It's like the first game, if you put like it's a G off, and then when you taste it, you're like, oh my god, I don't like that taste. Are you gonna put G off again in the second try? No, you're gonna remove that G off and probably put some Pepsi. If you see the Pepsi fits, you're like, okay, I'm keeping this. And then you put some paper. If you put too much, so that's what the qualifiers are. So now you got a chance to experience all those players. The only downside of it is some of these guys you're gonna call are gonna be coming to play with the national team for the first time. But now the the while the Italy that is not qualified, sorry, Angie.
Oh, she's a
They
fan of Italy.
to parenthood. Her dad is an Italy fan, so
Oh, poor
she
job.
supports Italy.
Oh,
So
I
um Italy is gonna play the knockoff. While the knockoff are playing, they gave us a couple of friendly games. You can call them guys to come play those friendly games to see if they're gonna be part of that sauce. So we got a good game that is playing in Boston that I'm trying to make. I'm trying to be at that game. That is they call it preparation. So one of those games is playing in the US. So I'm trying to go to the Boston one. So I'm hoping for those games you can have some new player, like new guys coming in and try to play with the team and see how they fit. But leaving people that help you qualify is not unheard of, and it's not far-fetched in soccer.
it would just leave a very bad taste in my mouth if I saw that
You know, one of my favorite
have
player
nothing
ever.
nice to say.
You know what? Well, I'm not gonna say one of my favorite player, but you know, one of the players that I really really like in Germany. He never actually played or he was never a major part in the World Cup for Germany. Marco Reus, he was one of the players that I like, but he helped Germany qualify, but he did not make it in that World Cup that they won in 2014 when they gave Brazil 7-1.
Mhm.
He was left out.
Yeah,
Not
but
because because he was okay, he was left out not because he couldn't play, no, but he was not recovering from injury and the coach felt like he wasn't a good fit. He could have won. Ronaldinho was left out in 2010.
But it's not like Ronaldinho went to go play for Spain and then said he was not going to play for the team and then until they qualified and then now he wants to, or it's not like Ronaldinho said he doesn't consider himself Brazilian and then the team qualifies and suddenly the doors open for him to play for the national team. You know what
My
I'm saying?
brother, I
It's not
gotta
like that.
tell you, little brother, there's a lot of false narrative going out there.
I say I hope they better be
So,
false because
so
I read that article.
take everything you hear with a grain of salt,
Hey, man said
because
he was born in
this is,
England. I can't think of his name right now because
yeah, I know what you're talking
you know
about,
who
and
I'm talking about.
that is false. That is
That,
false.
all right now, all right now, because
Another thing I gotta tell you too is I forgot to discuss that with you off camera because we usually talk about that. How do you feel about everybody talking shit about they don't want Veve on the t-shirt on the jersey because they are Christian?
all right. See, I was not trying to have this conversation about religion, but how do I say
Okay,
this? How do I say this without?
without offending anyone,
Yeah, how do I say
bro.
this, man? How do I? All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. We're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. Let's keep this out of the World Cup and keep this out of just full stop. Okay, full stop. Because a big thank you Jesus for everything you done for me, all that stuff. But like it's gotta give, man. It's gotta give. Like
Let me tell you,
this obsession. I don't even want to call it obsession because that's too harsh. But it's like there's a million things we could be fighting right now. The one time we need to be like, you need let's just be united. Let's just be united and let's not have all this.
you know,
That's where I'm at, and that's me being tame about it because then we're gonna get into my take about religion, and that's just a whole can of worms. So that's for another podcast with a different name. It's not for this one.
listen, bro. They opened it, they started it. Um, I'm about to add my 2 cents in it.
Mm.
Um, I am spiritual. I don't follow any religion. I grew up Catholic. At some point of my life, I went into Episcopal religion, like no non-Roman Catholic, because my mother was that, and lately my mother has been what they call Christian Protestant. Although the guy claim his church is denominational or whatever they said, but dude, let's be honest, you're Protestant. Me, I stopped going to church over 3 years ago because something happened at the church, and I'm gonna say what it was because every chance I get to say it, I will say it. I went to church the last time I was there. It was a Catholic church, and then they started passing a flyer saying they will no longer take $1 and the collection plate. That piece the ever living shit out of me. Because when I took a look in the church, the most people that were there are older people, like your grandma's age. My grandma, if she was alive, make that was her soul age, like over 70, people that were 80, people that are not working. And you're telling those people you're not gonna take $1 from them. And you're like a Catholic church, one of the most richest um entity in the world. To me, that's like, yo, that's a business. Because God don't care what you bring. If you bring $1, if you bring 10 million, it just what's in your heart. But that's, like you said, that's a debate for another podcast. That's not timeout.
What's the other name? Because we could really have these conversations. That's
But
why I'm
yes,
like,
people. But
keep it out.
I studied. I the reason why. I studied like this. It's for you guys to understand that I'm coming from. It's not a knockdown against Christianity. It's not a knockdown against what I'm gonna say. It's not a knockdown against them because I'm not a voodoo man. I don't practice voodoo. I don't understand anything in voodoo. I am spiritual though. I know how to use the Bible to pray, things like that. But I know for a fact, a major fact, that voodoo is a major part of the Haitian culture. I went to school in Haiti from 0 to 12th grade, or if you want to call it philo. I did not finish philo over there, but I studied philo. And I did what you guys call um, social studies of Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
or if you want to say it in français anglais, social.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and from that, we know that Bataille de Vertier was not done like that. It was just not like the guys woke up on November 18, drank their coffee and was like, listen, baby, I'm going to fight today. There was a whole lot of things that went into it that we don't need to get into again. That's another podcast. That's for an historian to talk about. But if you're Haitian, there's deeper meaning to what happened on November 18th. And there's still a line where we qualify for the World Cup on
On the
November
18th.
18th again. So when you say that you don't want that sign on the on the t-shirt, that is highly disrespectful. It makes me feel like those school that used to tell people they don't want you to speak Creole and then you can only speak French. So you want us to choose you. And how long the team has been playing with that shirt? The team has been playing with that shirt forever. So it's either you were blind before or you just started following the team. So why are they gonna change what they have on for somebody that just started to get behind them? Where were your investment in that team before for you to come and give orders and buck orders? You see what I'm talking about?
I see what you're saying. That's one of the things that irritates me. Where it's like, I don't know what we're talking about, because you cannot talk about Christianity without talking about like the impact of colonization because of Christianity.
Or
Like Chris,
all the war that they started, all the like we can put a lot of things on Christianity that people did in the name of some deity.
and like the perversion of Christianity and Christianity being used as a tool for oppression in the United States,
Mhm.
for a tool for colonization in the United States
In the
and other
world,
parts
in
of
the
the world, in
world,
the world. It's when
how
we,
many
especially
how
when we talk
many
about
how
like,
many wars were done because of Christianity? How many social group are being affected because of Christianity? And who am I to say Christianity is a bad thing? Christianity is not a bad thing at all, but at some point we have to be honest, saying that the sense of entitlement that those higher ups feel is wrong because where were you before?
that's it. Because it's like, even with voodoo is a very taboo topic to talk about because it has this negative connotation.
But
And
whether we like it or not, Ali, as much as taboo as it is, whether we like it or not, voodoo is our. It's what's ours. We never had when they took us, I mean, or ancestors from Africa, and they brought them to the Caribbean. They brought them to the motherland, to Haiti. They did not know what the white Jesus was. They used to pray using those signs, like those veve, those things. That's where we're from. That's what we're from. That's why people that are voodoo practicant will tell you You have voodoo inside of you. I have voodoo inside of me. Me, I choose to say that I'm staying neutral. I don't know something. I'm not gonna but there done because I
Mhm.
know the impact of it. It's not something that is simple. It's something that is highly powerful.
Mhm.
But just because I don't know it doesn't mean that I need to yell at whoever want to hear it that this is bad, this is wrong, this is bad, this is the devil, this is this and this is that. I
Mhm.
cannot talk about something that I don't understand. Like,
Mhm.
yo, I don't understand biology and all this shit. Like, I know the bare minimum about biology. I know how kids are made, and I know that I gotta breathe to live. Um, I'm not gonna go around when you come and tell me, oh, I have a headache that's hurting here. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, this is hypertension. Oh, actually, no, this is not no, because that's not
Because
my
you're not gonna know.
field.
Yeah. That,
So,
but it's like, but what I was gonna harp on is the it goes much deeper than even not knowing, because I feel like a lot of times whenever something is attached to anybody of darker skin color, it comes with a negative connotation. And that comes from all those times where they were trying to conquer us and conquer other countries and other nations. In trying to conquer you, they will tell you that stuff that is a part of your culture or stuff that is a part of your people's identity is bad and of the devil, while they teach you this other thing. And again, I'm not saying this is bad or this is good or this is whatever. I'm saying, at what point do you respect the fact that your country has, like, isn't founded on, I guess what I'm trying to say, isn't founded on one religion, because the history is so complex.
mhm.
Like, at what point do you respect the fact? At what point do you respect the history of your nation in its totality? And that goes for any country, because that goes for countries who committed crimes against other nations. That goes for countries who, like, did slavery against other nations. All that stuff. At what point do you accept the history of your country? And that's what it comes down to. You weren't
And
there in the beginning. You didn't have a problem with it, or you turned a blind eye to it. Ask yourself why you turned a blind eye to it, and why is it
it's not
that
even that
now?
they turn a blind eye to it. They rewrote the story so many times to make you to tell you how wrong voodoo is. They rewrote the story so many times, and you know, as I'm growing, as I'm becoming more, getting more into the role of the head of my family and becoming more like like planning to have my own family. Like I am understanding certain things more. You know, when you grow up hearing one side of a story and you go out there and you're opening your mind, going to talk to people with no judgment, just to hear their side of the story and you understand certain things more. This is all I've been when it comes to religion.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to understand that the same God that the whether it's Christian, Catholic, um, Jewish, uh, um, even Muslims, if like all of those religions minus a few upbringing is the same God that we upbring. They just call him different. Like we call him God, we call him Almighty, we call him Father God. The Jewish call him Yasham. You know, it's like the Muslim call him Allah, but it's the same God under different name.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we even arguing about? What
I
are we arguing about?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a man with bills to pay.
Yeah. And honestly, one of the guys that jumped into talking crap about this Veve thing, it pisses me off more because this is a guy that has a history of jumping into talking about things that he know nothing about. Clear example: when George Floyd died and everybody was into that Black Lives Matter movement, this guy to went on live and say, oh, moi gon bagay de yo an ap pede di Black Lives Matter. He couldn't even say Black Life or Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Ça vle di Black ap toujou viv. Ou Black toujou viv too. I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up. You don't have to talk about everything. You really don't.
But he does. It's for clout.
Come on. You don't. So we have a sports podcast. We used to talk about 3 sports. We used to talk about NFL, NBA, and soccer. We even stopped talking about NFL just to get more time to talk about those 2 that we are more familiar with.
Yep.
Are we talking about hockey? I don't know shit about hockey.
I don't know nothing about hockey.
Are we talking about baseball?
I know a tiny bit about hockey because of college, but it's like a tiny.
Same. Everybody I went to college in America can hold their own in a hockey conversation. Like the bare minimum. Are we talking about baseball? I don't know shit about baseball.
I don't know nothing about no baseball.
You don't have to talk about everything. Like this guy loves NASCAR. I don't watch NASCAR. I know some NASCAR. But we don't talk about NASCAR. I love wrestling, but I'm not gonna come here and pretend to be an expert in wrestling. I love UFC. I'm not gonna come here and pretend to be an expert. So you need to know, people, that sometimes silence is the best option. Just to not look foolish out there.
I mean, shit. It's. I'm all for the unity, man. We made it to the World Cup.
I am too, but I feel like we are looking for the slightest shit to divide us, man. And it's so fucking wrong, because it was wonderful to see everybody coming together when we were qualifying. Although I have a rant. I do have a rant. I'm not gonna do it today because I'm still at work. And it's gonna take me a minute to get out. But it was nice to see artists flying to go to I forgot the name of the country where we played. They qualified.
Oh, Nick, and then we played in Curacao.
Yeah, Caruso, to go there to play with to see the team play. Tony Mix was there, Tonton Bisha, like a lot of artists, Michael Bourne. They took time out of their day to go support the national team. Again, I have a rant. I'm gonna cross that bridge to not try to rant. But those same people that are talking about you are nowhere to be found in that stadium. But anyways, it was nice to see everybody coming together. People on the internet. It was nice to see Haitian able to go to Banapi to enjoy themselves once we qualify. Sorry I couldn't make it to Brooklyn. I was trying to, but I was working still. It was so beautiful to see.
It was. That's the moment then we have to hold on to. We can't,
Couple days later, bam! Oh, Mayo give FM Babashti Mayo. Oh, man. This is not the moment. Feel me? This is not the moment, man. Like yo, I'm so weird in certain things that when people do certain things, it bothers me. I'm not gonna talk. Like, I have nieces, I have nephews that I send a gift to them. Because I send a gift to them, do I have the right to go tell their parent how to raise them? Hell no. And mind you that never invested a penny in the national soccer team, you feel like you have the right to tell them what they gotta put on them? Come on, this is ridiculous.
Some people just they rightfully so. It's whatever they choose, but they really go hard for this they really go hard for their religion. What can I say?
I hate entitlement. It's just one thing that I hate is entitlement. I don't do well with entitlement. So
me neither.
But
that's why I'll deal with it tomorrow at work. That's why I'm like,
I really can't. But we're gonna close the soccer because you know my promise. I gotta be on Xabi Alonso's ass.
Oh God.
I made a promise. I gotta get some words for Xabi Alonso.
The floor is yours.
So Real Madrid has
Y'all
not
tied
been
a lot of
winning
games. Y'all tied a lot of games.
a
Y'all
lot of games. So we only tying games now. Now that's what we do. That's what we're known for. The tires of games. We only won one game in what you call it, the Champions League. But in La Liga, it's 1-1, 2-2, 1-1, 2-2. That's how we do. And Xabi Alonso is doing what Xabi Alonso does. When he was playing at Leverkusen, the major thing was, Xabi Alonso never lost a game, technically, but he was tying a lot of games over there. All the major games that he played over there, he tied them. And last game we played on Sunday, yesterday, showed me why Xabi Alonso is a mediocre coach. You are 1-1, like 1-1 with a team. You put a pure number 9, like literally an attacker, like bonjour attacker, like because Mbappe technically is a winger.
Mm-hmm.
You put a pure 9 and Gonzalo. And then the guy that can give him crosses, you remove Trenton Alexander-Arnold. Qu'est-ce qu'il va le faire cette poulie ou même? So I'm like, yo, I'm loving it. So I'm loving it so much that my wife had to tell me, are you not a Real Madrid fan? Every time they tie, every time they lose, I'm like, yes. One foot out of the door. One foot out the door for Xabi Alonso. One foot out the door. I'm telling you. And she looked at me. She's like, I don't understand. Do you not love Real Madrid anymore? Like, why are you enjoying them suffering so much? And I am. And what I read, I don't know if it's true. You probably saw it in passing too. Apparently, I heard that Vinicius told the front office that he's not
coming back. Yeah,
he's not gonna negotiate.
He's not gonna negotiate a
it
contract
because the way things are with Xavi.
Yeah,
I'm loving
I saw
it.
that.
I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving it.
I saw. It made me think of you because you were waiting for Vinny to grow a backbone and leave the team.
My man grew up here.
He grew up here.
It's still not as big as I want it to be, because if it was as big as I want it to be, it would have been on the first flight to Barcelona. But it's going.
Well, yeah, man. Shoot,
guys,
he hate watching his own team.
I'm crazy.
Yeah, he's wild. He's wild. He's a wild boy, man.
I'm crazy, guys. They know that. Like, people that F with me, they know that I'm crazy. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm loving it, bro.
He's loving the lack of success that he's seeing on the field.
Yo, every time he does some dumb decision, I'm like, yes.
I've been seeing nothing but not hate, but disappointment. Like, fans are calling the team lazy. They're like, this is a lazy, entitled team. They think just because they're Real Madrid, they just deserve to win without putting in no effort. It was.
No, because the team is so Mbappe dependent that teams have found ways to shut them down. Mm-hmm. And everybody else is not happy. Bellingham is not happy.
I know Trent's not happy.
Trent's not happy.
No, Trent's not happy.
So I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving it. But on another side, on another note, I forgot to tell you that Neymar played injured and scored and assisted to prevent his team to be relegated. So as much as I come here and give Neymar a flag, that was a heroic moment. Respect my man.
I respect him, but like, man. Another one of my cousins loved to say, you got to leave football before the football leaves you. And I'm watching the football leave Neymar, and it's heartbreaking because it's not even. It's his body's just failing him, man. And
it is sad, but
at the same time, they do play on turf, and I'm just like, I'm not a fan of turf. It's gotten so bad to the point where if I turn on a match, doesn't matter what league I'm watching. If I see a turf pitch, I'm automatically like, I'm not even gonna. I don't know how long I could stay to watch this because it's just not. You're not supposed to be with cleats. You're not. No, not on turf, man. Not on turf.
Yep.
It's
But
man, oh man. I'm happy that but then it's like they might still be facing relegation in the next couple of like it doesn't change much. It's heroic. It adds to his legacy or his story or if for his
I
boy.
thought I thought I thought they were safe for now.
It's safe for now, but that's what I'm saying. They're safe. Like emphasis on the for now, because the team's not necessarily good that crazy good to the point where they could like they dodged the bullet and
Mm.
he had to play.
But he's injured, so I don't think he's gonna be able to do that for the next 3 games.
No, because it's and his body's breaking down. So are you gonna still keep playing injured? That's why
If you have World Cup aspiration, you cannot do that.
I still don't think he's gonna get called up. I don't ultimately, despite everything that's happening, I don't think he's. I don't think.
Ancelotti said he will give him a chance, though. He didn't say a chance to play, but I say he will give him a chance.
And people say a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, it was the last one.
People talk, and I'm not one to. It'd be cool to see, but it hurts. It hurts. It hurts to see. It hurts. The prince who never became king, ladies and gentlemen, Neymar Jr. Neymar Jr.
Sadly.
Man, oh man, oh man. You know, I still watched that first game when he was a teenager playing for Santos, the one where he went against Ronaldinho. I still watch a couple clips from that. That game was so crazy. That game was so crazy. Oh man.
This there's a new prince in town though called Estevao. If anybody's a Chelsea fan,
Yeah. I hear. Yeah, one of my cousins on my dad's side.
dog, this kid is the
He's a
truth.
fan.
He is the no, is the truth
He's the
because
truth.
this kid was playing for Brazil and a penalty came. He just stepped and took the ball in front of Vinny and Rodrigo. And Vinny was like, just step aside to go watch him put the ball in the net. I like seeing him with the confidence and stuff. So I think it's next up. So yeah.
I hope he gets veteran Neymar and not gambling Neymar as a as a mentor.
Oh man.
And Neymar like to have a lot of fun.
He,
But
do,
yeah,
he
yeah,
does.
it's been an episode, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have nothing to add at the end because I did a lot of talking while you were gone.
No, we did a lot of talking. You did more, and I think I kind of catch up with you on the soccer side, but we did a lot of talking tonight. And the episode is long because my mother had technical difficulties.
You
I am
see,
IT. If you're Haitian, you're
you know,
IT. You're the driver.
you know,
You're Uber Eats.
yep, yep.
So this guy know what I'm talking about. He's the
Repairman,
firstborn repairman,
repairman, Wi-Fi
eh,
fixer,
Wi-Fi technician.
technology specialist,
What you call those guys from Best Buy again that drove in the low car?
the
Geek
tech.
Squad, the Geek
Yep,
Squad.
you are a technician of all sorts. You need to know how to fix the Wi-Fi, the TV, the remote, the
Everything, my G. So I mean, guys, it's been an episode. I've been really happy to catch up with you. So I guess I'll see you on the next one.
like, comment, share, subscribe,
Subscribe.
tell a friend, and yeah, we will see you in the next episode.
All right. Peace, man.
Peace.